Hello, and welcome to the third project of the API's microservices section. In this project, we're going to build an URL shortener. Not sure how we should build that, but let's see. Build a full stack app. JavaScript app that functionality is similar to this. Let's see what's the functionality here. Okay, we have a couple of things to do. So let's see. I can post the URL too. Okay. And I will receive a shortened URL in the JSON response. If I pass an invalid URL that doesn't follow the HTTPS example more routes, the JSON response will contain an error. Hint, to be sure that the submitted URL points to a valid site. Oops, that my throat. So again, to be sure that the submitted URL points to a valid site, you can use the function's DNS lookup or the DNS core module. Interesting, from the DNS. Okay. When I visit the shortened URL, it will redirect me to the original link. Oh boy. Now, that's interesting. So basically, we want to store the URL. You are parsing, and I'll give you a short URL, and then when you give me the short URL, I'll send you to the long URL. Finally, something challenging. Okay, so let's see where we're starting with. Copy this. Well, clone this boilerplate project. Let's see what tests we have. I can pass a URL as a parameter, and I will receive a shortened URL in the JSON response. If I pass an invalid URL that doesn't follow the valid format, the JSON response will contain an error. When I visit that shortened URL, it will redirect me to my original link. Now that's something I'm worried about. Not sure. So URL to be shortened. Post URL. Okay, short URL. Oh, so to the same. Yeah, that then should be fine. Example usage: API short URL /3. API short URL /3. Well, /that. Okay, that's fine. So basically, we get the URL, save it to our. In this case, we won't save it to a database. I think it's an overkill. We're just going to save it in a local array or something, and then, well, or in a local object. That will be faster to parse. And then when we're getting the short URL, okay, let's start. Let's see what happens. What happens? This link. Come on. Port me the correct project. For some reason glitch is slow now. Come on, glitch. All right, good. Okay. Let's see what we have in JSON and server.js. Force public / array API endpoint. All right. So first, I can post. So we need to get the post from that API short URL new, and I will receive a shortened URL. Okay, good. And it will be probably on the body. So yeah, let's create then a post request, well, a post endpoint, post on this, oops, so that, and it will have a request and response. Now this will have on the body, well, on the request.body, we will have something. Does it say where it should be? If example, okay, if I pass an invalid, a JSON will be that. Okay, so that's that hint. To be sure that the submitted URL points to the valid site, you can use function dslookup for the DNS, from the DNS. I didn't use it, so we're going to look at this. Let's have it here, example. But now, however, I guess we can just example, post URL new youtube.com. It doesn't say in which property it should be. That should be fine. Let's see. In our views index.html, we have a form here, method posts, URL. Yeah. So we'll use URL from the body. Good. So the URL from the body. Now check if this URL is valid. DNS. Let's look DNS. Node.js. Let's look what this does. This is too long. Let's go to W3 schools, which probably is there. DNS lookup. Look a website and write its IP address. DNS module. Okay, DNS require. Okay, so we can look it up for that URL and we'll get something. Something what? Let's see. So DNS lookup for our URL, and it needs a callback, which takes in what? Error, addresses, and family. Let's take some error, addresses, and family. If error, then we're going to return JSON, res.json, with the error. Our error should be error invalid URL. So if we don't have a valid URL, we're going to just return error invalid URL. And I guess that's, oops, I guess that's what this error does. Now we need to import this DNS, so let's do it here. Const DNS require DNS. I use const, they used var, so var, but I won't change those. Okay, if error do that, well, we want to say console.log. I want to say to see what we have here. Error, oops, just 3. Then we have addresses, and we have family. Okay, now the issue is that, well, no, there is no issue. I was thinking how we can post this URL, but we can because we have the form. If we go here and we post a URL, look at that, cannot destructure property URL of undefined or null. Okay, that's something. And our tool logs, I want to see, whoa, cannot destructure property of undefined or null. Request.body. So we don't have request.body. Rest. Where is this form posting to? API short URL new post. Okay, Okay. Now that's interesting. Why don't you have request.body? Console.log request.body body. I always add a string so that we can see exactly what is about. Okay, so let's go back and post again and see. Body undefined. Interesting. Oh, response. Sorry, request. But probably request is also undefined, so let's also do the request here. Clear the console, go back, submit again. Let's see. Big object here. Whoa, we won't be able to go through. That's a big object. Body undefined. Now, why is the body undefined? Press that body. Something is missing. Do we need the body parser? You're a genius, Joy. That's exactly what we need. Body parser. Well done, thank you. So we need a body parser, which will parse the body for. I don't think I would have figured it out soon without your help, so thank you. Fire body parser. And we need to use the body parser, the middleware app.use body parser dot what was it? Body parser. Thank you, Joy. Couldn't have done it without you. See, you're ready for a job now. Put this in your resume. I want to see an example. URL encoded. So body parser dot URL encoded extended false. Alright, so now we should see something on the body. Let's get this out. Oops, sorry. Apparently my mute button didn't work this. Okay. Let's go back now. Post. And look at that invalid URL. That's something. But at least now we have body object null prototype. URL freeCodeCamp.org. Next, the error is get address info. E not found. Oh, error key. Address is undefined. Family undefined. Oops. Now why is that? So we don't have addresses and family. So how then we're going to check if this is valid? The URL is valid. Something. Key not found. Get address. Let's see this error somewhere. Lookup DNS get address info. Let's look again. So lookup hostname options family. The recording family must be 6 or 6 or 0. Family, and we have address, a string representation of an IPv4 IPv6. Okay, lookup address family pv4. Interesting. When option result is true, the result will be an array. Now that's something new. Maybe we can find a tutorial on DNS lookup. Check for valid URL. DNS lookup Node.js. Okay, so here's no errors. Let's see. DNS lookup takes a host name. Protocols are not part of the host name, so they shouldn't be passed in. Just remove the HTTPS from the URL via regex. Okay, so we need to do that. We need to remove the HTTP request, HTTP or HTTPS. So let's do that. Let's make this a let, and a let. URL will be URL.replace. We're going to use regex, and we're going to replace it with an empty string. Let's see. We want the starting point, I guess this HTTPS, or which is optional, and then we have //. We want this to be replaced with an empty string. So now if we console.log URL before, and then we console.log URL after, let's remove these. We should see the URL without HTTP or HTTP. So let's go back, post again, and see what's happening. Okay, so I forgot the columns here. So that it didn't replace it. Can we just refresh this? Yeah, and again. Okay. All right, look at that. So now we remove the HTTPS, error is null, and we have address and family. Now, I'm not sure what we should, so we just, how do we check if this is valid? If it has an address, probably. So if it's an error, we return invalid URL. Else, it's not an error, so maybe we don't need anything. Else, we want to store this, but we also want to store it with HTTPS. Do we? So maybe the best will be we get the URL, and then we do a const no HTTPS URL, which will be that. And we are checking by that. Okay. If it's an error, return that. Else, I like to have an array, const links or something, which will be an array of, I have no idea, an array of objects. We'll see. And let's have a let an ID, which will start with 0. Now, anytime we put inside the links, we want to increase the ID, and the links that push, we want to push an object which will have the key value pairs of the long URL and the short URL, or the ID. Let's see. Maybe we can store the ID, and we can store the URL. And then when an ID comes, let's see. So we're going to need to go to /API/shortener/new/1 or something, which was the oh, not /new, just /number. We will get that ID from the array and return the URL. We're going to redirect to that URL. That sounds pretty good. So links push post. Post is successful. What happens here if the post is successful? Oh, okay. So we get back the original URL and the short URL. All right. So let's copy this and we create this and we do return rest.json original URL and short URL. Original URL will be the URL and the short URL will be the ID. I guess we could construct a new short URL, which will be an object with these. So we'll be more clean about this. And then we're pushing in the links this, and we're also first increment ID. Next, create new entry for our array, and we push it in, and then return this new entry. So a new short URL. All right, so that's good. We need to make a GET request for API/short URL/a parameter. So let's do that. app.get API/short URL/ID. We get response, request and response, and here we're going to rest.redirect. I think that's the method. So return rest.redirect to, let's find const short URL will be links or array that find link.id will be this ID, which we need to get from request.params or request.query. Which one is request.param query? I forgot. Query is this and params is that with question marks. Well, we'll see. So if we get that short URL, we want to redirect to short URL. Oops, short URL. That short URL. That's not a good name, so we're going to change that. This will be the ID, but also, oh no, we want to redirect to short URL, original URL. Like that. Does it make sense for you? So if we get the short URL, we want to redirect to the original URL. This should probably work. Now the only thing I see here is that we're not checking if we have this. So probably we should check if short URL do this. Otherwise, let's return rest.json error no short URL. No, I don't know, no short URL. I think that should be fine. So we have an error in case we don't have short URL for that, well, an ID. Okay, so everything's correct. We should have everything working. Now I don't like this new short URL. Maybe let's put link, new link, and here I don't know, we have link here. Link, whoops, link. Just I want to be as clean as possible, so L this time, L ID equals ID. So if it finds it, returns it. If we have it, we redirect, else we return no short URL. Okay, this should work. Let's test it. Which is the site? I forgot. So let's close this and open this. Now this is our own website. URL to be shortened. Post URL. We get that, and the short URL is 1. Now if you go to 1, fingers crossed, we should go to freeCodeCamp. Look at that. How nice is it? Okay, and if we go back, let's create another one. Let's create one for my website, florinpop.com. Post URL. We get URL 2. If we go to 2 now, we should... Oops. Oopsie poopsie, what's there? Original URL. Why did you send me to freeCodeCamp? Post URL. Short URL 3. freeCodeCamp. Alright, so something's fishy here. Original URL request.body. Looks fine to me. So maybe let's always, when we create here links, let's console.log links so we can see what's happening. And let's do that again. So we create the freeCodeCamp. Oh, this is theirs. No. We should go here. Alright. So let's refresh. Create freeCodeCamp. freeCodeCamp 1. Okay, so we have original URL freeCodeCamp short link 1. Alright. Let's go back, refresh, and do florinpop.com, post URL, florinpop.com. Okay, original URL, short URL. Oh, I see. We're checking this ID to equal an ID, but we don't have an ID on L. We have the short URL. Okay, so that's the issue. So L.short URL should be equal to ID. Otherwise, it will return the first one, and that's not good. So now it should work. Let's test it again. freeCodeCamp, then my website, post, okay, and let's go to 1, goes to no short URL. Okay, that's a thing. So find L.short URL equal to ID. Oh, because I know what's happening. Or not, short URL. Short URL is a number. And we want it to be a string. So let's convert it to a string. Or we could convert this to a number, but for the sake of it, let's convert that back to a string and try again. Come on, this time should work. freeCodeCamp, post, we have it. Google, let's post that because it's easier to do, or maybe also YouTube. Alright, post URL. Now we should see here 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. And hopefully, if we did everything correctly, on /3 should go to YouTube. No short URL again. Okay. Let's see, console.log ID from query. Next, console.log link found. Link. If link, then redirect. Otherwise, no. Let's see what's happening. Go back, refresh, create, go to /1. No short URL. So see. ID from query undefined. Link found undefined. So ID is part of params. Yeah. I asked at the beginning if it's query or params, but no one said anything. So it's params, people. Okay. Thank you, VDN. I wasn't sure what it is, params or query. I got confused, but okay. So one should go to freeCodeCamp. All right, finally. And let's see. Green pop com post URL. This should be 2 Florin pop. And go to my website. Awesome. So it works, which is great. It saves the links. Now the only bad part is that if we're closing the server, it will well, it won't work for long. Glitch only allows the applications to be open for I'm not sure, half an hour or so if it's not active. But we have it working. So let's submit this and see if they like it. Fingers crossed. Look at that. Third project. Awesome. Next one will be what? Exercise tracker. Full stack JavaScript app. Whoa. Now this will be neat. Alright. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you didn't, let me know why you didn't. Still, you can give it a like. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Bye.